my strong recollection of those few weeks in March was that advice was put to the government, to the Prime Minister from Sage, and advice was followed pretty much imminently on the same day in most cases, if not all cases, during that period. The advice changed from Sage during that period, but the government, when the advice changed, the government acted. The Prime Minister didn't say, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to change. We were sitting there, we got the advice about when we should implement self-isolation, household isolation, originally not to close schools, not to ban mass events. Things changed, particularly on the 16th of March. That's when the advice from Sage changed considerably about the speed of implementation. But again, Prime Minister reacted. Schools were closed on, I think, that was announced on the 18th because that was put before the committee at the time, and again, that was just acted on immediately, I think the same day, both on the 16th and the 18th. I think the Prime Minister stood up the same day and announced those decisions. And again, even up to about, I think, the 19th of March, the view from Sage, the view from the Chief Medical Officer was that the existing measures that had been announced, if there was, in their words, 75% compliance, they should do the trick. Right? And again, then it was clear that compliance maybe wasn't high enough and further interventions had to be put in place. But my strong recollection in that period of all those decisions is there wasn't we do one thing and then change our minds. It was just the government responding to the advice from their scientific advisors. The scientific advice changed and then the government obviously changed with it. But there wasn't, I think that's not, again, that's what the government did at that time. It followed the advice from the scientists and didn't change its mind. The impact of having to pay it back only comes well after the fact, when everyone everyone forgets why it was necessary, and now everyone is grappling with the consequences. I am grappling with the consequences of that as we have a historically high, a tax burden that is higher than I would like. That is a direct consequence of the support that was provided during the pandemic and then later on. But as I said, those things are often hard to get across, but they're all contained in the statement.